A massive and colossal rhino was moving with heavy, silent steps. This giant creature, which initially showed no signs of aggression, suddenly defied all expectations. Without any warning, it launched an explosive attack on the SUV that was stopped in the middle of the road. The tourist sitting in the car ahead, filming this creature, witnessed the terrifying attack with their own eyes and was shocked. The blow the Rhino delivers to the vehicle is so horrifying and powerful that despite its massive weight, it not only moves the car, but also completely crumples its doors. Just imagine the pressure the passengers in the car behind must have felt in that moment, the fear that penetrated their entire beings. Even the tourists, who were watching from a relatively safer distance, couldn't escape the terror that had taken over everyone. Can one truly imagine that they were only seconds away from such a close brush with death? For some people, a vacation means peace. For this couple, it meant a sudden encounter with a ton of rage and a horn.
Oh my god, Niall! Oh my god, Niall! Niall!
On a rainy day, this couple, who were sitting in their car parked by the roadside, had absolutely no expectation of a sudden rhino attack. As the animal charged toward them at full speed, a deadly wave of anxiety and fear overtook the couple. The woman, with a trembling voice filled with clear stress and worry, started shouting and tried to redirect the rhino to a calmer place with her reaction. This is probably the scariest scene one can witness of a direct rhino attack on a safari vehicle. As usual, a group of tourists was sightseeing and taking photos when they were attacked by this furious rhino. At first, the animal appeared calm and showed no signs of aggression or hostility. This behavior led the photographers to believe they were safe and had the perfect opportunity for taking pictures. But just seconds later, the rhino launched a brutal and completely unpredictable charge toward them with full force. Despite the terrifying, direct attack, the tourists continued taking photos, and the sound of camera shutters could still be heard during the rhino's charge. Unfortunately, after the terrifying rhino attack and collision, no further information about their fate is available. Getting close to or chasing rhinos doesn't always end well. This group, who had set out on an adventure to film a herd of rhinos, faced a horrifying consequence and disaster. They were initially filming and taking pictures from inside an open safari vehicle when they were suddenly attacked by a group of rhinos. The first vehicle, which was closest to the rhinos, panicked while trying to reverse and horrifyingly overturned. Unfortunately, there is no available information about what happened to the passengers, but given that the vehicle was open and had no roof, a happy ending is certainly unlikely. In the vast plains, a rhinoceros that had been hiding in the bushes comes out from the shrubs and stares with a look full of suspicion and threat at a vehicle that was filming this terrifying scene nearby. It seemed the rhino intended to create chaos and tension. For this reason, the rhino lowers its head, holds its horn like a ready weapon, and rushes quickly toward the car until it stops a few steps away from the vehicle. Now, it is nothing but a mass of pure power and instinct standing in front of the tourists who are witnessing this scene. At that moment, the animal suddenly feels threatened and quickly runs backward. But only for a moment. It returns again and follows the same threatening path.
Hey! 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 Hey!
this time creating several mock charges for those sitting inside the vehicle to let them know who is the ruler of this land. The rangers do not anger the animal any further and with an anxious voice signal to retreat. They know well that the rhino does not give many warnings. When it's ready, just a moment is enough for a storm to rise. One of the most common mistakes when dealing with wild animals is sudden reactions and panic, which actually provoke the animals even more. In this scene, a group of people filming from inside a vehicle come face to face with an angry and agitated male rhino that appears to be ready to charge. At first, it seems like the animal is passing by and losing interest in them. But as soon as the vehicle begins to move, the rhino feels threatened and delivers a terrifying and unexpected blow to their car. Perhaps if they had stayed still, the whole situation could have been avoided. This driver, who had previously equipped his vehicle with a protective bumper, used it to provoke this otherwise calm rhino. Initially, the rhino had no intention of being aggressive or attacking. But when the driver moved the car closer toward it, the rhino felt threatened and charged at it in self-defense. The animal rushed at the vehicle with terrifying and tremendous force, launching it into the air. Fortunately, the vehicle's defensive bumper prevented both the driver from being harmed and the car from being damaged. What seemed like an ordinary safari suddenly turned into a brutal battle between a metal giant and the relentless force of nature. A bored and extremely angry rhino suddenly attacked the vehicle and continued its assault until it was completely destroyed.
Oh mein
Kannst du
Gott.
vielleicht hupen?
Oh Mann. Die ist doch tot, oder nicht?
Nein, nein.
It seemed like an all-out act of revenge as the attack was ferocious. The furious rhino charged at the car, tearing through its metal with its horn like a blade, leaving the owner no chance to escape this crisis. By crushing the car, the animal was warning the passengers inside, "This is my territory." Inside the vehicle, the driver was living through moments that felt like a lifetime. Just when it seemed the nightmare would never end, another vehicle entered the scene and scared the rhino away, forcing it to retreat.